All right. Welcome everyone to the show.
Son of a bitch, that's bright. Damn, Bubba.
Yeah, trying something different.
Oh, hold on. We got 10 more seconds before I can say any fun words. Hi, welcome to VTN. It's okay. We're at the 10 minutes. Hello, folks. Welcome to VT Network. I am one half of the dynamic duo, Gibby, and beside me is the tall Spaniard himself, Deadman. How are we doing tonight, buddy?
We're doing fucking fantastic. It's been a weird week for media, man.
It's been a weird week in general. Like anytime I'm like, okay, we're gonna have an easy show.
Yeah.
We're gonna come into this show. It's gonna be nice, peaceful, and quiet. We'll discuss some video games, discuss some anime, and then all of a sudden, the entire media sphere is like, boom, bitch, you wanted content? There you go.
Yeah, you got content, bitch.
you got multiple sides of content. And then
welcome, Danny. Welcome, Colonel Mustard, to the show. How you guys doing?
Good evening. God, you know what's on my to-do? You know what's on my forever growing to-do list for this show?
What's that?
So beyond making like other little social medias or logging in and getting it up to date, I also decided that I should probably make like a space where people can find every place that we're at.
Yeah.
Instead of just hoping like you don't miss the beginning show card, because if you miss it,
hey, Lemon.
Hello, Lemon. Hello.
Yeah. So you're looking for like a link tree kind of thing, like a situation.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to do a link tree situation. Yeah, that's. I'm gonna try and do that so we can just.
I haven't checked. I wonder if he talks shit about us. I hope he talks shit about us.
We're not high enough on the scrotum totem pole to be talking about. The fuck you mean?
I don't like him. If he talks shit about us, it's just a victory in my book.
Well, let me. You've seen the newest one where he now adds a second AI girlfriend.
It's getting weird. Like hating the dude aside, right? Like he's a piece of shit, and then putting all that aside, he needs to seek professional help at this point.
Therapy is a wonderful thing that he could invest in.
Yeah.
I totally agree. But the thing is like the motherfucker ain't going to do it. He ain't did it back when he was fucking with DP. And he's not going to do it now. What my favorite part is, Gibby, where's your only Lemon? Gibby, what is your shirt? LOL cat meme. Yeah, hold on here. I'll show it.
Bitch.
Yeah. I like to remind people now that the cold weather is coming. Take your Benadryl. Go fight the Hat Man. Don't tell him you know where I live though, because I owe him like $15. And like I don't got $15 for the Hat Man now. Maybe in a couple weeks I might. When Dead Man stops, being like, I'll pay you this week, Gibby. Our videos did wonderful. They blew up in views. We made millions and millions of dollars. And I come to his doorstep. I say, Dead Man, can I at least have $10? He's like, I'll pay you next week.
I'll get you next week.
We got shit. We got shit. We got
invest in things.
we we got to pay the social media monkeys. And I'm like, I'm the social media monkey. What do you need?
Where's my goddamn banana?
I've been waiting for my fucking stack of bananas for like 2 weeks now. And I just keep hearing it'll come next week. It'll come next week.
Give you on Linktree, the best of all worlds. Yep. So I mean,
Yeah,
like, okay,
I
so
let's
let's talk about what the episode is titled. The episode is titled "Is Media Dying?" And honestly, or is journalism dying? And honestly, yes, yes. And I think for me, I kept hope alive. Right, I always keep hope alive. And it wasn't until this whole Millie Bobby Brown and David Arbor situation where
Jesus Christ.
I forgot what fucking website ran with this narrative that Millie Bobby Brown accused him of harassment and bullying and all sorts of crazy shit. And because they ran with it, the whole fucking internet ran with it. And there was all sorts of crazy shit, all sorts of fucking reactions, all sorts of stories were written. Everybody was digging into Dave Arbor's fucking background, talking about, his divorce and the people he's dated, and the last time he drank a fucking beer. Like, it got insane. And
don't ever let me get those type of nut riders from doing this type of stuff. Like, holy shit.
And it got ridiculous. And David Arbor did the correct thing, and that was to keep his fucking mouth shut and let the process work itself out. And in the end, it turned out that the whole fucking thing was a lie. Because at the Stranger Things event, Millie Bobby Brown and David Arbor were seen arm in arm, talking, conversing, sitting next to each other, hugging, laughing, like it didn't like they were actually really cool. And I know a lot of people are saying, oh, well, fucking they're actors, they could have just been acting for the premiere. Let me tell you something about actors, especially ones that make that kind of money. They don't give a fuck what kind of premiere they're at. If somebody they don't like is there, they're not going to be around them.
See, that's I don't think people understand that. That's the new generation of actors. Okay. Like back in the day, with like your Tom Cruises, your Brad Pitts, your Angelina Jolie's, they would suck it up for camera. They'd be like, I want to punch you square in the dick, but I can't because the cameras are on us. So, But these new actors are like, no, I don't like them. Fuck them. Keep them away from me. But you're at a premiere. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Keep them away from me. Like that. And I think that's what a lot of people don't realize is we're no longer in the age of these actors who are terrified of what the media will say. These new age actors have no problem with it. They're like, oh, you want to talk shit? Bring it. Let's have fun. Let's have a ball. Yeah. Because diehard fans are a lot more scary than what they were back then. I mean, obviously, what was it? The Bjork situation?
Which one?
The big one where a guy sent the kablooey to her was going to that one. Yeah. I mean, obviously you got some instances like that, but these people, I mean, they'll dive all the way back to when you were born. They could find your hospital records, your street address, your shoe size, last time you went to take a public piss test.
Yeah.
Like they could find all of this in a day. So to really hear that narrative that they were arguing with each other, it's dumb. It's a nothing burger. It's always a nothing burger. And it's because you have these journalists that think that, oh, I got the clicks, man. Yeah, you got the clicks, but then your integrity is smacked down to square one because you decided to make a story that had nothing,
no validity
to it.
Yeah.
You ordered a news sandwich with the fixins, and all you got was a burger and one tiny shred of lettuce.
And that's if you're lucky. And let's. And the thing is that right now, last I checked, and this is, mind you, people. There is no bias to this. There is no checkbox to tick. Between 40 and 60% of people nowadays get their news from social media.
Ew.
I'm one of them. Like no. And here's why: the independent journalist has nothing to lose. Except followers. We're independent journalists or podcasts or whatever you want to call us. we're independent. We can say what we want to because we don't have a corporation above us. We don't have, sponsors or analytics to meet. You know what I mean? And the
Yeah,
more
I
and
mean, we
more
could, but
absolutely could, but we curse a lot and like fanboys. So, but these independent, it really is sad. Uh, Clickbait articles that bring them traffic, usually just fabricating stories. And you know what? I most of the time I can read it through the bullshit, but this David Arbor, Millie Bobby Brown one was one that caught my attention because it was not only so high profile, but it was something that couldn't be ignored. You know what I mean? Like it was one of
yeah,
those things where it's like we have to pay attention to this because of not only the people involved, the Stranger Things timeline right now that's going on because the Stranger Things premiere is about to happen.
I promise you, if it was an average Tuesday in the middle of August, they would not have gave a shit about that article anymore.
No,
They would not have cared about it if the last season was not coming up in the next couple weeks. They would not give a flying fuck whatsoever. They would not care.
no, but
And I know journalism's dead. I mean, I've been keeping an eye on gaming journalism since I was coherent enough to follow it on Twitter or on social media. Like I knew game journalism was dead. You can't trust IGN. You can't trust Game
No.
Rant. I mean, Kotaku, I think they shut their doors.
they did.
Yeah, I was about to say, Kotaku shut their doors, which thank fucking God for that one. I don't think we could praise any higher being. Yeah,
Draven, welcome to the show. Gaming journalism is dead as fuck. Been dead. Yeah, has been for a while.
It has been, and I think Gamergate was a big explosion. You knew I was going there.
I was literally about to say, and Gamergate fucking killed it.
Oh yeah, riddled with ads like a motherfucker. Well, unfortunately, that's why journalism is dead, because it's no longer about the integrity of what you write or the validity of the stuff you're saying. As long as your website gets clicks and those ads get clicked on, you're doing your job, buddy. You're doing great.
You're getting paid.
Memes
took over. Welcome, Wanda, to the show. Thank you for coming. And you know what? I don't mind memes taking over and stuff like that. But when you make such a high profile case, such as the Millie Bobby Brown and David Arbor situation, it becomes a fucking problem, because now you're pointing at people that do have not only a lot to lose, but that can take your ass to the fucking cleaners. They can take you to court for defamation, for false publication, so on and so forth. And I think you're right. I think because it is a Stranger Things season, nobody would have given a fuck 3 weeks ago or 2 months ago.
Yeah, nobody would have gave a shit. Nobody would have cared. I can tell you, I don't. I read the article that got posted, and I was like, why does this matter? Why does it? To me, it seems like what's his name? Not Millie Bobby Brown, but the other one,
David Arbor.
Okay, if he were to insult me, or like rip on me, I would just equate that to my dad talking shit, or like my grandpa ripping me. It's no different. So if you want to go harassment, especially on a cast where everybody is growing older, so they're all in the same age range. They've all served long, strenuous hours together recording all of this. You're going to build some type of kinship. And obviously, as me and you know, building a friendship is also going to be insulting each other to a bare level. Not as much as we do, because obviously, we know the boundaries there, but some people have different set. I'm not joking. People have different set boundaries. So, that might be theirs and somebody took it out of context.
I don't even think it was that. I don't think it was that deep at all. I think this was a completely fabricated thing. I think somebody took maybe a filing and blew it completely out of proportion. You know what I mean? Like somebody had a bad day on set, and all of a sudden it's a lawsuit between Millie Bobby Brown and David Arbor and Netflix and fucking the president of the United States and the city and the nation of Guam is somehow roped into this, and it snowballed. It snowballed so fucking bad, and I really do hope that Netflix, David Arbor, and Millie Bobby Brown take whoever the fuck wrote the original article. I hope they take them to the fucking cleaners. I hope they fucking string them up by their goddamn Achilles tendon, because honestly, that kind of damaging rhetoric, especially with things like how the Me Too movement both worked and backfired on so many people.
Oh
It
God.
did work. It did work, and it did what it was supposed to do. Women were heard, women were listened to, and stories were told. But it also backfired a lot because then the overcorrection to that was to just not go near women in a social media or a media presence in any type of way. And
Oh man, you thought people were afraid of women before. After that Me Too movement, that just skyrocketed.
yeah, yeah, and we recently found out that the whole situation with hey Brandon, the whole situation with my God, Superman, what's his name?
Henry Cavill.
Thank you. And The Witcher, how they were saying, oh, Henry Cavill is really difficult to work with, and he's disrespecting women, and he's really horrible on set. No, what it turned out to be was that he didn't like the fucking direction they were taking the show, because they were like, he said, this is not how this show goes. This is not how this story goes. This is not how this character would react. I've read the books. I've played the games. I'm kind of an expert on this shit. And no, it wasn't that he was disrespecting women or being difficult with women. It was that he was clashing with the head writer that has been responsible for so many fucking bombs at Netflix with their over politicized messages that they shoehorn into shows, that it became horrible. It became non viable. She literally had to quit. She didn't get any more work after The Witcher happened. Like, yeah, they were like, okay, yeah, we're gonna believe our writer. And then when Henry Cavill left, everybody else was looking at her going like, you just cost us the series. I hope you know that.
You know this series that's been paying for your mortgage, your cars, your expensive clothes, all of this? Yeah, it's gone now. So I hope
Yeah.
you had fun with that. Get ready for these measly paychecks for season 4. Because I watched one episode. I watched a
Haven't.
single episode and I was like, I can't. I don't like this. There's no redeeming qualities about this. Mind you, I wasn't a huge Witcher show fan to begin with. So I went in with my expectations already sea level, but this was like, even if I had something, the expectations would be gone. And Netflix isn't gonna drag that company through the mud that made that article, because the difference between then and now is, back then, if somebody made an article, there would be a whole press conference they'd have to do. They'd have to do an apology tour. They'd have to go on every talk show, every podcast, or every talk show.
They'd have to address it.
Yeah, address it right then and there. But with this new age, it's like, if you have no proof, I don't know what you want us to do here.
Yeah.
Like, we could drag them through the mud. We could definitely take them, through the cleaners, but we're not going to get anything out of it. We're a multi-billion-dollar company, and the only thing that this guy has is a shitty Wi-Fi connection and a Dorito encrusted keyboard. Come on now.
You know what? Yeah, if I were them, I'd take the keyboard. I don't care. Let's see.
I want all them Doritos.
I'm not joking, dude. Like, when it comes to something that damaging for David Arbor, who was known for playing dads, you know what I mean? Like the implications for his career and for Millie Bobby Brown's career are very much real. Like, if Millie Bobby Brown gets labeled as somebody who cannot take a joke on set, she's gonna get Gwyneth Paltrow. Mind you, the only thing Gwyneth Paltrow has made in the last 15 years has been Iron Man. Like, nobody works with her because she's fucking difficult.
Yeah, that's what show is it? Charmed. I was talking to the old lady the other day, and we were talking about Charmed and how they wrote off one of the sisters.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wonder why they did that. And she can't. I mean, quick as hell. Not scared to beat anything. She's like, oh yeah, apparently one of the sisters was just incredibly difficult to work with.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Shannon Doherty.
Shannon Doherty. Yeah, I believe.
Yeah.
It.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, and that's the shitty part, because, like, if you are labeled difficult, your line of work just got cut exponentially by a large margin, a huge margin, because you can be a great actor, you can be a great actress, you can be one of the best to fucking do it. I mean, give them a character and they got it on site. But if you are going to be a pain in the cock to work with,
Yeah.
then you're just going to make it miserable for everybody.
And let's not forget Lucy Liu, another really big example of somebody who got really big, then became super difficult to work with, and then she had to go literally to TV and made a terrible, terrible adaptation of a Sherlock Holmes show. Hold on, let's catch up with this.
Oh god, all these comments. There's people in here talking.
Danny says, "True non-biased, no agenda journalism disappeared when the media found out they could make money." I think it disappeared way before that. Draven says,
I
"Random dudes."
I agree with Danny.
Random dudes with random opinions is where it's at.
Hell yeah.
Brandon says, Twisted Metal and Fallout, best shows based off a game. I mean, I finally saw the Twisted Metal second season. I was pleasantly surprised at how good that was. I really was.
The first season of Twisted Metal was absolutely fire. I just have yet to get around to watching the second season because girlfriend wants to watch it, and I'm like, fuck it. If I got to start this all over again, I'll do it.
They bring in Calypso, and they don't disappoint.
They don't. I think before I say this next statement, has Seth Rogen touched either of the Twisted Metal and Fallout shows? No. Awesome. This is why they're good. You fucking
stop.
No.
Yeah, you know what?
I will live in my hate field sphere until I get a appropriate preacher fucking
You know
show,
what?
Okay.
I defy you to watch The Studio. It's 8 episodes. It is one of the funniest and most insightful looks into Hollywood and the way that the process works that you'll ever fucking see. And
What
it's
is it
made
on?
by Seth Rogen, Apple TV. But you can Jack Sparrow it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'll send you the link. That's how I watched it. All right.
Yeah. Please do. I need it for information purposes.
Yeah. Right.
Also, I can't forgive somebody that said the DK64 rap was the worst thing to happen in that game. I can't justify that. If you say that, then it's on site. Oh wow! You're telling me Seth Rogen's going to be in a movie? Oh, he's going to be the curly-haired stoner that makes all the good jokes. Wow. Color me fucking shocked.
I really want you to see The Studio because you know what? I went into the studio with the same mindset. By the time it was done, like considering that I have helped and worked in film, seeing everything kind of laid bare, like the way he does it in that show, and absolutely no sugarcoating, no glossing it over. It's very raw and very fucking. Trust me. I want you to watch it, and I want to play-by-play per episode. Or I want to summon for every episode because you know what? I really do think you're gonna love how fucked it is, and it's so good.
So same thing we did with Cyberpunk.
Yes.
Okay. All right, I can do that.
The Lemon says, pretty sure I saw that Millie was going to take a break from acting after Stranger Things and work with some fashion company from the UK once the season is over and the promo is run. She's been taking a break from acting.
That's a bad thing.
Yeah, she was supposed to make a third Enola Holmes movie. That's on hiatus. She was supposed to do another. She was actually supposed to be part of a Stranger Things spin-off show, but the guys I think the Duffer Brothers, the guys that wrote Stranger Things, shot the whole fucking thing down, and she was like, "Good, I didn't want to do it anyways." So yeah, she's been trying to like slowly back out of the limelight. But this whole thing, like, just even if she does take a break and wants to come back, in a few years, it's still extraordinarily damning to her career. And Wanda thought what she said was hilarious.
Which part? Because I do say a lot of stupid things. Going to me kiss. Yep.
Okay.
Covered.
Fucking probably the Seth Rogen shit. Now.
Probably the Seth Rogen thing. I've never had a hate boner for an actor like I do Seth Rogen.
I don't know why.
Like I even,
He's so mediocre.
Oh, okay. The Rock. The Rock is my other one that and Kevin Hart. Yeah. Yeah.
She also married Bon Jovi's son, Millie Bobby Brown. Yeah.
Millie Bon Jovi.
Millie Bobby Jovi.
Millie Bobby Jovi.
Oh my God, that is a trailer park name. That is fucking straight out of redneck Kansas. Fucking
Millie Bobby Joey, can you go get me a pack? Can you get me a pack of Marlboro Reds and a Mountain Dew? Mama, they don't know me down there. Yeah, just say you're Millie Bobby Joe's husband. That don't make no sense. Well,
Millie
you've seen
Bobby
your
Jovi.
cousin. None of this makes sense.
Millie Bobby Jovi, that's horrible. Oh my
And
god.
we're coming to the area where a lot of these actors are starting to realize that the movie industry is like if you're not on a major streaming platform, you're taking a shot in the dark when it comes to being in movies. Because yeah, you can go see something in theaters, but I cannot tell you the last time. The last time I heard somebody going to the movies was a buddy of mine. He went to go see the Chainsaw Man movie. Like that's the last time I've heard somebody go to the theater. Oh God, she's got it. Yeah. What was the last movie you've seen in theaters? Because she just said that, and I'm trying to think of. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let me date this. So the last time that me and the old lady went to the movie theaters was when we went to go see Godzilla versus King Kong. The
Godzilla
last
versus
one.
Kong New Empire.
Yep, that one. That was the last movie that I went to go see in theaters.
Around John Wick 4, I spent like 2 months straight at the movie theaters, and that was like that was the last time I remember going. Like no, I went after that.
See, see. So if you, as an actor, if you get a movie deal and it's not on a major streaming service, now obviously you got to look at that contract because remember what happened with what's her name that plays Black Widow?
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, because we remember the contract issue that Scarlett Johansson had because they're like, you get all theatrical releases,
But we're not releasing it in theaters.
yeah, but we get most of the streaming release revenue. It's like, wow, there's a fuck you, and then there's a fuck you, and you got the second one hard, man.
And the thing is that God damn it, I'm trying to remember all the fucking details of that, but that was a messy fucking affair. But speaking of messy affairs, it seems that YouTube drama's dead. YouTube drama has kind of been dead for a while, and it's just kind of podcasters and lolcows going at it back and forth. I want a lolcow to come back at us, but we don't really fucking cover lolcows because honestly, I think they're beneath us.
Yeah, well, no. You think they're beneath us. I think it would be funny. I like making fun of these dumb shits. I like doing it. Like when I tried sharing the Jared Genesis video, and you're like, I don't want to give him the view.
I didn't want to give him the view.
I am 2 times toasted, and listening to this man sit in front of his computer, and be like, wait, hold on, fuck. I gotta do the laugh right.
Fucking piece of shit. I hate that guy.
And then you know what, guys? All I had to do was pray to God. Okay, I had to pray to. I wish I was kidding on the inflection of how my voice sounds, but this is actually how he talks in his videos. You know, guys, I think me being a hardcore Christian these last couple years, and it's finally starting to pay off. And I know what you're thinking. I'm not gonna be stupid with this money, but I am gonna invest in my YouTube career from the 18th channel I've made. Oh God, when I heard that, I don't think I've laughed as hard in my life while trying to stifle it because I was in an apartment full of sleeping people and I would have just woke everybody up by the dumb.
That guy's just a piece of shit in so many fucking ways.
It's funny though. Like I that's the problem is we view that 2 different ways. Like, yeah, he's a fucking moron, but I'll sit here and watch videos after videos on it because I think it's funny to watch people with that way of worldview and think they are in the right.
Okay, so and hold on. To be clear, Gibby's not referring to his religion. He's talking about the fact that Jared Genesis is very much a self-aggrandize. Like he thinks he is so much more than he actually is. He declared himself a black belt. He whatever martial art you name, he declared himself a black belt. The guy's fatter than Gibby and me combined. Okay, and says that he's a bodybuilder.
Got his ass whooped by the apprentice of the Green Ranger.
Yeah, he was so hyped on his own bullshit. He went to the Green Ranger's dojo somewhere in Texas and tried to challenge the Green Ranger to a fight, and the Green Ranger said, "Okay, I'll tell you what. Here's one of my beginner students. If you can take him out, I'll give you the time of day." That beginner student beat the fuck out this dude for like 20 minutes and then
There's a
sent them
video
home.
floating around of it. I need to find that video because somebody
Yeah.
recorded that.
So when we're talking about his worldview, we're not talking about his religion. We're talking about he is a very delusional person, and he's also one of these pseudo intellectuals where he thinks he's saying something and it's so off kilter and wrong, but he just doubles down on it. And
Oh, it had to be the way he spoke about his future partner, and I'm like, dude, this is a road you don't want to go down. And it just kept going. It kept snowballing, and you're like, man, this can't get any worse. And then he ends it with the either they're 8 or 800. You're like, no, fuck, there it is.
yeah, we're not going to play that clip because we don't have the kind of clout that like drunken peasants has. We are tiny. We are no one, and we don't
I
have
don't give a
we don't
shit.
have the kind of weight to hit back for strikes. But that's what YouTube drama has become. 15, 20 years ago. God damn, I can't believe we're saying that about YouTube. 10, 15, 20 years ago, fucking YouTube drama was one really big creator going after another really big creator and then making
fun.
videos back and forth, and there was millions and millions of views, and there used to be something called video responses, kind of like stitches on TikTok. And yeah, like people would rage bait, people would falsely accuse things and try to take people's videos out of context, and they got rid of that, so now you have to download their video and fucking edit it up. But the drama has now moved to a different sphere altogether, and it's tripping me the fuck out because it's VTubers.
I love this. Oh, I know where you're going with this. I am so excited about it.
VTubers have become the latest goddamn source of drama on the internet, and I don't know how to feel about this because it's weird. Man, it's weird. There's cartoon models fighting with each other about shit. There was a controversy with Shy Lily.
Did you read my Twitter? Did you read my Twitter? Like, because I posted that the other day. I said the funniest thing about VTubers is it's just people in their late 20s to early 30s dressed up as anime characters yelling at each other behind a keyboard and then just sharing screenshots.
No, I haven't read your. I don't really go on that on the site anymore, but fucking, it's just nuts. And the latest controversy to come out of the Twitter sphere, or the VTuber drama, because I mentioned Shine Lily, then there was there's other creators that have become somehow
Shy
problematic.
Lily, Cinder, Rat Geeky, Elfie Pop, Powder, Pippa Pimpkin.
Yeah.
There was one recently that basically said that men's mental health doesn't matter, or if it was stupidly phrased. The way that it was phrased was, if you are a small female VTuber, watch out for male VTubers because they are predatory. So then that snowballed. That went farther, and you thought, of course, X was popping off for a couple days. People were like, oh, you can't say this about men. Well, we're not saying all men, blah, 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 back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Of course, the usual rhetoric.
Yeah, the usual back and forth that you hear with this bullshit argument that happens every once a year. I was expecting it to happen sooner, but I guess we're here now.
Yeah.
So that escalated to other VTubers started beefing. One does like a Wukong sort of anime bullshit VTuber model, and then another one called Mizra TV. Now, it started off with them having a simple disagreement, like, hey, I don't think what you're saying is right. What I think you're saying is a little off kilter. Maybe we need to discuss it. And Mizra blocked Wukong. So, okay, cool. That's fine. Whatever. I disagree with it. I think you can have different opinions with a friend and still be cool with them and not block them. But that's me.
Of course.
That's me personally. So then, God, I'm trying to recall this because I watched this happen in real time. The Wukong guy started up a stream on Twitch and X and just went through her entire timeline, and it was a bunch of throne posts. And he's like, for somebody who says they don't like men, you sure do have a lot of throne posts aimed at your male audience.
What is a throne post? Expand.
Throne is it's like you can buy gifts for your favorite creator.
Oh,
It's
that's
like,
right. Yeah.
Yep. So okay, so that happened. And then there was a whole thing. And come to find out, after she said that all of the shit she did, somebody came out from Discord messages and said, hey, this person that was in their 20s was having a quote unquote online relationship with me while I was 17. And then everything hit the fan. She redacted everything she ever said, deleted her account. The organization she was running for completely dropped her ass, and everything is gone from that side. To go from the big explosion that it was to an even bigger explosion just because people decided to run their mouths. The VTuber drama is on a next level of crazy. And there was one I wanted to cover. A couple weeks ago, but we didn't have a chance to. There is a group. There was called the. Oh God, I can't even say that. Never mind. Haha, just kidding. There's a lot of stuff that I didn't run past Deadman before I brought it up. So
send me some messages while I get into this subject, because
okay, there's my phone
on Discord, you fool.
Oh, well, either
shut up. Anyways,
or
so one of the latest controversies that's been going around that hit the VTuber sphere is that a creator, I guess, put out a queue for customized. Oh, that one. Yeah, we're not talking about that one.
Deadman doesn't let me be myself on this show.
You know, I just don't want to talk about that.
Yeah,
we got to vet that story. We gotta vet that story. Find a safe way to talk about it. A VTuber who is also an artist, put out a waiting list. We don't know if it was a paid waiting list or not. And
was not.
It was not a paid waiting list.
There's been updates. There was not a paid waiting list.
Okay, so what's the update so far?
Oh man, you're gonna make me.
I'll get into it while you look that up. So there was a waiting list for custom artwork, right? And this VTuber came across one of the requests that got greenlit for a erotic piece of art involving a same-sex couple, and they responded to the person that had been waiting on this wait list for who knows how long. And said that due to my beliefs, I'm not going to be able to fulfill your request. And I mean, like, in reality, the exchange between the creator, the artist, and, you know, the person that, you know, I guess is making a big deal of this was professional. It was well written. It was not in any way degrading or insulting in any way. But there's a lot of people making a big deal about why that happened.
Making a stink.
Yeah, they're making a big stink about it, and the artist is getting dragged through the mud. And here's the thing. The question becomes, should creators or artists not participate in an art due to their personal beliefs? Yes. Your personal beliefs are personal, and if that prevents you from doing a certain kind of work, there is absolutely no fucking issue with that, because
then good on you for holding your beliefs.
You're holding your beliefs, you're holding strong to your beliefs, and as long as you are, you know, upfront about that, there is no issue with that. The way that I believe that this artist fucked up, however, was that there is nothing in her or in their, I don't remember their gender, and I'm not going to try. There is nothing in their bio or work parameters that says that they do not do this kind of work, that they do not participate in this kind of artwork.
Okay, this is what I want. This is what I wanted to bring up. So, like I said, it's a shoulda, woulda, coulda situation. Should have put it in there. You could have put it in there. Would have done it differently if presented the opportunity. It's not something that you think of right off the rip when you're starting to take commissions. I'm sorry, that shouldn't be the first thing you do. You need to put what you need to worry on most is just getting art out there. So putting, I will not draw I will not draw same-sex images. You don't think about it until it happens, and then it happens, and then this, and you're just like, well, that's not my point. That's not why I'm here. That's not why I want to do this. I didn't know it'd be a big deal. So I think people that are dragging this simply for the fact that they are not doing it are low on the intelligence totem pole. Okay, whatever. They don't do same-sex stuff. That's their prerogative. I don't care. That's good for them. They're sticking to their beliefs. If you don't like that, I promise you VGen is filled with 900,000 other artists that will happily draw a dude blowing another dude. Go on, move on with your day. If you got your money back, use that for somebody else, or to like save your spot in a commission line for somebody who openly does that with no issue. I think dragging this person on social media simply because they're against your beliefs is it's like trying to fight a mountain with a stone. You're throwing your beliefs at somebody that's holding their beliefs, and it's like, okay, well, neither of us are going to budge here, so why are we going to drag this person? And they made a big apology. I'm not going to read it all because it's long, and I don't want to bore all of you with those details.
Send it to me. I can try to summarize while you talk.
Okay. Yep, I will. Oh, God, I meant to send it to you in parts. But, yeah, and, I mean, they even they're like, hey, to just make sure my ass is still, in the clear, I went straight to VGen, asked them if it's okay if I did this, and they completely agreed. So really saying that they fucked up by doing this is you're wasting your time doing it, because there's more people that will say if as long as they're okay with it, that's fine. That's their work that they have to plaster themselves. And if they don't want to be associated with a dick in the butt, they don't want to be associated with it. That's all them.
Yeah, no, there's absolutely nothing wrong with turning down a commission because it conflicts with your beliefs. Nothing wrong whatsoever. Like I was saying earlier, in a private conversation, is that the artist did fail at several points. They did not vet the commission to check for this kind of conflict. They just approved it and just went on with their day. Secondly, they did not put anything in their bio, because if my personal beliefs and I want to make something that, I don't know, I want to make an animation regarding one of my beliefs, and that, I don't know, let's say that one of my beliefs is that I believe every fucking year we should set an old person on fire. And if I try to commission artwork from you, Gibby, and you're just like, I don't vibe with that. That's not.
Gives Burning Man a whole new definition.
Yeah, I don't vibe with that. I'm not gonna be upset about it. But if I say, hey, I want to commission a work about setting an old person on fire once a year, and you approve the request, and it's not until months later that you go, oh, hey, by the way, I finally got to your request, and no, I don't want to. I'm not gonna do that. That's against my personal beliefs. I'm gonna, as a customer, I'm gonna say, well, why the fuck didn't you say that from the start? Why have I been waiting 4 or 5 or 6 months for you to turn down my shit? Where in the beginning, you could have put in your bio, and of course, I'm using setting a person on fire, a little person on fire is a very vague fucking kind of reference, But why did you put in your profile that, hey, I am against inflaming old people? You know what I mean? I would have looked at your bio and gone, okay, he's not the artist for me. I got to go find someone else. Instead of waiting 4 or 5, 6 months, sometimes these artists take a year. And
that is a huge difference, though, my guy. That is a huge
again,
difference.
I'm substituting shit here. I'm not exactly going directly to, religion. What I'm saying is that there are things that should be put into your fucking bio, especially something as common as that, homosexuality, and with your beliefs going against it. I can guarantee you it's a very simple read. Due to my beliefs, I do not participate in these forms of artistry. I can understand why they don't outright announce that, because that's shying away from work, and some work can be very, very generalized. What I mean? And you don't work directly with the artist to try to get what your artwork should be. However, there should have been something. There should have been a stopgap between the commission and the acceptance of it. And I understand, like, that is a fuck up on the artist's part, not the customer. Making a big stink about this, going to Twitter, going to fucking YouTube or TikTok or whatever. I don't agree with that either. I don't agree with the idea of like, well, they said no to me, so I'm gonna try to get them canceled in the VTube space.
It's funny because after this all happened, like they kept their profile open, public. They could see every post that happened, and the dude that made the original post made his account private right after he shared it. Right after that happened, private it right away. And I'm like, man, you got sand in the vagina syndrome, buddy. Because like, how are you about to start shit, and then once shit hits the fan, all of a sudden you duck with your tail between your legs? Like, that's not how that works. The only thing I can really disagree with is I read through a lot of it, and one thing that they said was, I have no problem drawing them in like buddy situations. You know, it's no issue to draw them as friends, or you know, two people of the same gender doing the same thing. She's like, I got no problem doing that, but it's putting them in an erotic situation that I can't do. So I think being clear and open about that definitely saved more face than what a lot of other people did. Now, of course, you got people like, oh, well, that's still dumbing down my sexuality here. And it's like, it's drawings, dude. If you are that dedicated about it, why don't you go find someone that you know 100%, not just you going through VGen and being like, oh, I like their art. Like, go to somebody who specifically works in that art style. Yeah, in that space, and go to them. Well, they're more expensive. Well, I don't know what to tell you. You either suck it up, pay for the more expensive, or play the fucking wheel of online creators. And I'll tell you which one is a lot more viable in the long run. Paying the little extra money for the person that is very well known.
I mean, like, we ourselves as VT Network, or Learn to Draw Yourself, says Danny. Yeah, that's also something that could easily be rectified. In the end, I do believe that, this whole thing has been blown completely out of proportion. This person should not have to apologize for their beliefs. They should not have to apologize for turning down this artwork because it does conflict with their beliefs. I will, however, say that they do need to, however, put a better gate between accepting commissions and getting them done. There has to be a better filter or a better gate, or somebody that's going to vet this process a lot better for them, because this is not going to be the first or the last time this is going to happen. And there has to be a better vetting process for this. And you and I work with people on our project for Dark Charm Media. That they have a lot of personally held beliefs, and stuff that Danny and I have written. We have to consider those beliefs, because we're like, we as writers, as the head writers, have to go, wait, I'm not going to make our actors say something that they're not comfortable with. You know what I mean? Yeah. There is a long list of shit that we as writers have written down, and in the moment we're like, God, that's fucking good, and then we go back to it a month later and go, I'm not gonna make my actor say that or participate in that.
Much.
And it's not even that it's much. I mean, we have one of our characters beats a man to death. You know what I mean? Like there is violence in our rhetoric, but there is also some of our actors that don't participate in violence. There are some of our actors that don't participate in sexual scenes and stuff like that. And us as head writers, we have to stop and think. Oh wait, who's playing this character? Are they going to be comfortable saying this line? Are they going to be comfortable participating in this scene? And if not, then it's on Danny and I to change that scene or work with them to keep them not only comfortable, but to keep our material from becoming a parody of itself, or even toxic to people listening. So there has to be as and again, I'm speaking as an artist. I'm speaking as somebody who creates, a lot. And this is why I believe the artists that refuse the commission on their personal beliefs fucked up, because they didn't put that filter between themselves and the commissioner. And as a creator, it's incumbent on me to make sure that our audience and our actors are comfortable with the stuff that we write.
Okay, see, I guess the difference of where I view it from is, who knows if this is their first storefront? Who knows if this is their like first time that they were openly public with doing commissions for people? So it's one of those, okay, my comms are open. I don't think I'm going to have to interact with this issue, so I'm not going to put it. And then obviously the one time it happens, they get fucked. So in the end, I think what they did was, I think how they handled it was perfectly fine. I think this was a learning moment for them, and they can move on from it. So when it comes to future comms, they'll be a little bit more, have that vetting process of reading through their comms and understanding what they want, what they're able to do belief wise compared to what they're not able to do. And it sucks. It sucks that somebody had to get drugged through the fucking mud because of it, but it's a learning experience. And when it comes down to it, when it comes down to it, they're going to be more prepared for the customers that they have coming their way.
And like I said, this creator is not in the wrong whatsoever for refusing this commission. And I want to state that over and over again, because this is where we stand as VT Network. We support your right to have boundaries in the art that you create, because we as we do not talk about religion and we do not talk about politics on this show for a very specific fucking reason. We're here to talk bullshit, give opinions, because it's fun to make fun of certain things, and it's fun to talk about things, and it's fun to put people and certain things on blast. However, we have these boundaries, like Danny just said in the comments. Boundaries are key. I as the showrunner am not going to have somebody on that does nothing but political commentary. I'm not going to have them on this show. I'm not gonna give them the platform to come in and be like, well, I believe this and that, and you and I have to sit here and kind of twiddle our dicks and go, we don't talk about that. And it's
genuinely, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
genuinely, I don't care about politics.
And the thing is that the world is filled with politics and all this other strife. So we're just here to make fun of entertainment, something that is almost completely harmless, to have opinions on. Nobody gets their feelings hurt except for maybe their favorite TV show or manga or fucking movie gets a little burned in our efforts. But the truth is that we want you guys to have a break and come here and laugh at our dumb asses being dumb, and running bits and stuff like that. And I'm not going to, as a showrunner, I'm not going to have somebody that's does nothing but political commentary on the show. I'll have Jeff Holiday on this fucking show, one of the edgiest men on the internet, but I'm going to have Jeff Holiday on this fucking show so he can talk to us about his entertainment likes and the stuff that he has, varied opinions on, because that guy is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to movies and TV shows, and I want to pick this guy's brain over about, some of our favorite movies and TV shows and stuff like that. I will have Ben Pye from Drunken Peasants on, not to talk about politics or anything else like that, but I want to talk to him about video games, because his personal stream, he's my age.
Okay, excuse me. He's older than I am, so
yeah, and he does a lot of retro gaming and stuff like that, and I really dig that. And he also has a lot of retro gaming stuff built into his setup and sound effects, and I want to kind of pick his brain about video games and like the generation he grew up in. Was he a Nintendo guy or a Sega guy growing up? You know what I mean? Like, did he go Xbox or PlayStation in the end? When that whole console war. But am I going to give these two guys, carte blanche to just come in here and start talking about fucking politics or religion? No, I'm not. I'm not going to let the conversation steer that way. And again, it is incumbent on us, especially me as a creator, as somebody who runs this thing, to not have that confusion happen. And this is the only part of this whole process I will say that the artist did fuck up. And you're right. You know, there's something I did not consider is that it is their very first rodeo. It is their very first run at commissions. And they just did not think to themselves to put that filter in. And
They
now
screwed
that
the pooch without knowing what kind of dog it was.
yeah. And I support for them standing for their beliefs. I support them being as polite as they did, and I support them not taking the commission, you know, instead of just gritting their teeth and getting it done, and then retroactively coming out and saying, "By the way, I'm not doing this anymore," because that's another route they could have taken. Yeah,
I'm glad they stood their ground. I'm glad they didn't.
I'm glad they stood their ground because they should. Yeah.
Oh, since we're gonna since we want to bring up guests, I'd like to have Paul Zigo. I'd like to have a conversation with him. I think dude is entertaining. Dude seems like he could be a person to sit and have an actual conversation with, and I would like it. I'd be down for that. If that was one that we could, that we could pull. Yeah. That or Billy the Fridge. I'd like Billy the Fridge on the show.
I would love Billy. God, I would kill to have Billy the Fridge on this fucking show. Out of all of them, he's the one I would want the most. Second would be Jeff Holiday.
My would probably be Paul's ego and then Billy. Like those would be my two go-to. And then if I can, since obviously like the third one, I have no feasible way of doing it anymore because he passed on to the great concert hall in the sky. The third one would be Wings of Redemption.
No,
I know because unfortunately I know if he were to go on a show, I'd be like, we got to pay me $500, pimp. Oh, wait. Yeah, no. He says pimp. I thought I was doing a pimp.
No, he does.
Yeah. If you're going to talk trash, better be on the back of a $20 bill, pimp. I think people doing
I think he
doing
would be
this
on for about 4 seconds, and it'd be for me to start the show, introduce us all, then tell him to suck, start a shotgun, and then kick him.
See, I'm now I like talking to these people because they're just so fucking weird. They're so wild. Oh, speaking of, we were talking about YouTube drama in the beginning of the show, or like a little bit ago. That started one of my favorite subgenres of YouTube, and that is internet blood sports. Yeah. I thought internet blood sports was the peak of YouTube shit talk. And I don't want to be one of those people that glazes the kill stream because that shit is wild. But there are so many creators that came from that scene that are big now. Like you have
Keemstar.
Yeah, you got Keem, Ralph, Repsion, Monkey Jones,
Billy,
Dick Masterson.
Jesus, that guy.
Nick Ricada, Maddox.
Like I forgot Maddox was involved in that shit. Yeah.
Yep. Because then it's a wonderful thing. I was gonna say Mr. Medicare, but I was like, no, he was before the kill stream. Nick Fuentes actually had a spot on there. He was known as Nick the Knife. Oh God, that was so fucking.
Fuck that guy.
That was so cringy to watch. But yeah, the internet blood sports was possibly my favorite time in YouTube because I'm a child of Jerry Springer. When I got to stay home from school, I was for the white trash fighting, and that's all the kill stream was just people on the internet screaming at each other, and you're like, you guys
It was the local barbecue at the trailer park type shit. You know, it was like somebody's gonna get shot or stabbed or fucked, and I'm not sure in what order.
And I'm here for it. I'll sit here and watch the whole thing. Oh yeah, Andy Worski, PPP.
Andy Worski. Jeez, that's another fucking.
Yeah, they still make shows. That's what I'm saying. Is like there were so many cool things that came from that era that are no longer as fun to watch. No. Like I'll watch the Kino Casino with Worski and PPP, and it's like, I get it. This is the flavor of the week. Let's move on. I'll watch Drunken Peasants. I have made my point clear on that. I do like the show. I just don't like the constantly talking about the goal. That's a personal preference. I watch Deep Fat Fried, and a lot of their shit's behind a paywall. I know I'm talking shit about a lot of these, but these are just
No,
Small gripe I
you're
have.
not talking shit. Though. That's literally a fact. A lot of their shit is behind a paywall. Like, and there's and yeah, like we're telling you, like TJ is going to pay attention to us, or Paul's is going to pay attention to us. We're fucking no one. But speaking of which, though, like going back to the topic at hand, there are
Which
a
one?
lot of there are a lot of there are a lot of actors and creators and artists that do not do stuff due to their personal beliefs, and that does include religion. That doesn't sometimes it includes politics. Sometimes it includes fucking I don't know personal brands, whatever.
Sometimes
There,
it includes your personal relationship.
yeah, yeah. And then whatever the boundary is, there are boundaries, and there are enough people out there that do not participate in these forms of media. And this one creator, this one fucking VTuber is not wrong for also falling into this category. And to lambast them for standing their ground, for for keeping their beliefs true, for not caving and then just doing it once, and then only doing it once because they commissioned. No, they stood their ground, and that's really good of them. And I can say that with certainty. And you like I said, you and I have to work with people that have boundaries, and we respect those boundaries as artists,
Every
as
time.
voice actors, as writers. There was scenes that you wrote for Persona Mortis that we had to go back and rework because of a certain scene. And it was just it was just a thing. It wasn't a big thing. It wasn't like it stalled the production and took away any of the artistry or umph of what we were writing. It was just a scene that we were like, okay, we shouldn't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. It's hard. I will say this as a new writer, because obviously Deadman and Danny have tenure in this game. Like, they have years of work in this, and I'm still technically an infant because this is only my second story I've ever wrote. It's hard when you imagine a scene, like in your head you can see the scene that you're writing, but then you pass it through the filter and people are like, that's a little, you think we can like bring that back a couple notches, because that's a little fucked, bud. And you're like, well, yeah, reading it over again, yeah, I guess it's kind of fucked. So I understand. And you, like you said, if we're working with people that have certain things that they are against, I can't force them to do it. I can't write something and be like, oh, well, I'm going to trash every single line that you did because you're not comfortable with this one scene. That's just me being an asshole on my part.
Yeah.
So I think doing this type of stuff, you really have to consider everyone's beliefs. Now, obviously, there's some where it's like, okay, I need you to just kind of work with me for like this one thing. Like, just, I'm asking one.
Because
And then
that one thing is usually not bad in our eyes as creators because we wrote it, but as somebody who has to say the lines, sometimes we know that people can get uncomfortable or weird about it, or they don't feel confident enough. And that's the biggest factor, is they don't feel confident enough to give us these lines, and we have to work with them and be like, give me just the one take. Give me just the one take and we'll work with it. We'll see what we can do.
Whole ass. Just give me your whole ass one time. And then the rest of it, I only need a cheek. But like this line right here, I need you to put your whole ass into it, because unfortunately it could be a very big line, or it could be a very big part in the story. So it's like, I can't have this half-assed. I can't have this where you don't know what you're doing or you're putting the emotion into it. Just this once. I need the ass.
And what's funny is that you actually had that exact same scenario. This exact scenario when we were doing blood.
Blood.
I bit my lip.
I too. I think
when
that's
you
one
were
of
playing
Media's greatest
Devereaux,
stories. Blood.
the I bit my lip when you were playing Braden Devereaux, and it was one of the last scenes where your character is taking out another character, and you did, I think it was like 4 or 5 takes before you messaged me, and I was like, I can't get this fucking takedown, and I was like, fucking send it, just send it, and you were like, I don't know, you gave me some excuses, and I was like, listen, just send it. And you were like, I don't want to overact. And I was like, fucking overact. They can't see you. They're listening to you. Overact. No one's going to give a fuck. And you were like, fuck you, you piece of shit. And then you sent it, and it was one of the best lines in the whole fucking story.
Well, it's and the funny part about this, I never told you or Danny this after that. I blew my fucking voice out after doing that.
You know exactly what line I'm talking about.
Yeah,
right at the end of the story. Yeah.
Yeah, I blew my fucking voice out doing that, and I couldn't talk right for a solid like 2 weeks. It was fucking trash. I did not I did not give my throat a chance to recuperate after that, and it was terrible. And I think that's where I constantly get my little gravel from
Yeah.
is that one line. But that I've told you and I've told Danny.
Welcome,
the
not
best-
pro Barb. Barb is here.
Welcome. The one way to get me to do a very emotional line is to piss me off, is to just nag and nag and nag and nag and poke and prod at me until I'm like, fuck it. Okay, you want it? Let's do it. And then just give the whole thing.
Yeah.
Which is probably not a good way to work. But,
Hey, you know what? Whatever gets you there emotionally. We saw David Cornsweet work with what's his name? Fucking James Gunn. And when David Cornsweet walks backstage or offset to James Gunn, is like, why would Superman say this? Why would I say this? And James Gunn has to kind of like push him a little bit and be like, you are being human. You are letting him know that your fucking feelings are hurt. And that's what it is, and that's how this scene is supposed to be. And so David Cornsweet goes, got it, and goes out and does the take that we see in the movie about Superman giving the speech about being human and making mistakes. And I think that in and of itself is a really cool way of doing it. But like I said, let's catch up on a little bit of this. It says here, Draven says, VTubers are, in my opinion, people just wanting to hide identity.
Yeah, Draven, that's kind of why people are VTubers. That's kind of the exact reason.
I think a lot of what VTubing is that people are not comfortable with themselves, and they want to be on a stream or do content creation. They just don't want to, show their face.
put their face out there.
Yeah. I mean, my ugly ass is out here, and Gibby's little pretty ass is out here, but we're both different because we're kind of a different generation.
From what another perspective of not just wanting to put your face out there, some people have legitimate characters they want to put out there to the world. Like I have Wiener McSheckelstein, Aunt Gertrude, Big Sexy, and Podcast Daddy. I have my own little world, and I have 4 different avatars for them because I just want to be able to put all of them out there. It's not about hiding myself because I'm here. Like, here's my face. I'm not hiding. It's just I want to put actual characters out there, not just talk behind an anime figure.
Yeah. Danny says boundaries are key. Wanda agrees 100% about us talking about boundaries. Danny says that happens a lot with just the editing of a story. Yeah, it does. It does. Not pro Barb is here. And Danny says that you did a fantastic job on those lines.
Thank you. I did my best, and the Princess Frog will forever hold a place in my heart because of it.
But the thing is that it'd be kind of cool to get that VTuber on here to talk to them about this whole experience, and but I doubt that they'd come onto our tiny show like ours. I'll let Gibby reach out. He knows how to talk to these VTuber types. But
he's trying to nicely say that I talk like I hang around a 7-Eleven a lot. That's his nice way of saying it.
I ran a 7-Eleven. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, kid. You're the one that hung out. I ran the bitch. Let's start wrapping this up because I believe this has been a really good episode, and we did talk and touch on a lot of things. And I'm gonna
have to go back through and edit this, and I am so not stoked for it.
And it's a lot of it's a lot of fun talking like this because and it's really fun with you, especially now that you're part of a writing team, and you can actually like look at this from a creator scenario and not just a customer. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I do think that changes your perspective.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm so gung ho about how it's done, because I'm not saying this as somebody who's never paid for work or got paid for work. I've been on both ends of the spectrum. So to see somebody get dragged through the mud over one small little slip up that, to some people it's like, whoa, this is a big deal. And the others it's just like, they fucked up. This is a learning moment from them. So instead of maybe, I don't know, hanging them in town square, you take this as a learning lesson, be like, hey, next time, can you put you don't do this type of stuff, and be like, all right, yeah, I can do that. And then guess what, folks? We move on. We fuck off and we move on.
So, I like the show. I like this episode a lot, and I think we got to some really cool stuff.
We did. You got to start warning me what these topics are, my guy, because I don't know what the topic is until I go to share the show around. And I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Since when was this the show?
Well, I had a different. I know I announced a subject last week, but I after this Millie Bobby Brown thing, I was like, we need to talk about this fucking media is dead thing, because this getting your news from internet sources, it's so fucking shocking that media corporations are dying, and quickly. You know what I mean? These motherfuckers are running on the vine, and people like Under the Desk News are thriving. All these other people that do these news, I don't want to name people because I have no idea what their implications are, but I can say Under the Desk News because they are a very popular source of news. But
Vice isn't making shit anymore.
Nobody's making shit anymore. And I think after this whole fucking Millie Bobby Brown David Arbor thing, I think a lot of other fucking people are going to have to take a step back and assess their clickbait articles, because this was a possible clickbait article that got way out of hand way too quickly.
Well, that's their problem. That's their fault. That's going to be their ass in line. That's going to be their head on the guillotine because they decided to run with a story that they had no information about. It's nobody's fault but your own if you want to push out a nothing burger. Like if you want to push one out like, Angelina Jolie is pregnant at 60 years old. The fuck are you going to do with that's a nothing burger?
Who gives a fuck?
That exactly. That doesn't affect nobody's bottom line. Because we're gonna look at that doesn't affect anybody's bottom line, because Angelina Jolie's like, I got 4 kids from 4 different countries right here. Why would I need my own? Am I wrong?
That sounds so fucked. In the era of like human trafficking caution, that sounds so fucked right now, but you're not wrong.
They're adopted kids. She attained them legally through a very legal process that was very public for the span of 15 years. She didn't steal these kids from different countries. I shouldn't have to say this, but no, she obtained them through adoption.
Money exchange hands. That's all I'll say.
Money exchange, and I think paperwork was signed too. And but it do. If it affects somebody's bottom line, I think you should get your ass. You should get a belt to the ass.
I really do
for saying something that could really fuck somebody's career up.
Yeah.
If it's anything but a nothing burger and it's written as a nothing burger, the fuck, people are going to read it. We're going to move on. That affects nobody's bottom line. And Danny is correct. Libel and slander are no joke. No, they are not. That's why that's why I'm always very clear about what I say. I don't paraphrase when other people have said stuff. Yeah. If I say stuff, I'll paraphrase it all day long. But if it's an actual quote from somebody in a very serious matter, fuck yeah, I will speak that word for word. I will pull it up on my phone and I will sit here and make sure I don't skip a word.
Yeah, no, it's that's why a lot of people that's why we give opinions on entertainment and shit like that, because it doesn't hurt anybody. Like us saying that the new Aliens show sucks, it's not going to cost somebody's career. You know what I mean. It's not going to cost them fucking work or something like that. I was saying
Or
that the
saying
new
Terrifier is just softcore snuff for people that don't want to watch actual snuff films. Yeah, I said.
I don't want to agree, but I have to agree.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. I may not look it, but your boy does have some brain cells up here that are firing off a couple times a month.
Yeah, all 4 of them.
All 4 of them fighting for 5th place.
But next week we're going to be getting into holiday movies and why.
Don't fucking expect that. Don't expect that. He says it now, but then we get to the actual show.
I'm going to try. Okay, I'm going to try. I'm even going to write it down on a sticky note and put it on my monitor. Holiday movies and why they're no longer being made.
Deadman is slowly waiting for December to come around because last year I threatened him, and I don't think he thinks I'm going to stick with it this year. All I'm saying is all I want for Christmas is this to be fun. For 31 days, it's going to be fun.
I hate you so much.
And man, I've been waiting for it because all I want for Christmas
fucking kicking him
is
from
you.
the call.
31 days.
Sign us off, Gibby.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us tonight on VT Network. As always, if you want to hear us where we do actual work and not just bullshit with each other for an hour and 10 minutes, go over to Dark Charm Media on wherever you listen to your podcasts on. You can catch me and Deadman over here as writers and as voice actors. Yes, not only do we write our own stories, but we give our voices as well. If you want to follow the show until I get all of the social medias around, go to x.com/enoughsnuff, where I will post the show links, the show times, and I will announce when all of the other stuff is done. I think that is it. For anybody that's new, for anybody that is new and this is their first time here, hi, we are VT Network. We do shows about entertainment, anything going on in entertainment, and talking shit about whatever comes across our desk. We are live every Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are EST, not PM, not DST, not DMT, not ABC. We are EST, 7 p.m. every Sunday on the dot. I have not missed an episode yet. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a great day, great night. And as always, please, for the love of God, Deadman, you included, keep your balls clean.
Bye.